Welcome to another edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the Bayern Farm. That was my really exaggerated one today. Alright, so, got a couple things going on today. Let's just pop over here. So, our field is ready to be harvested. It looks like wheat, or maybe it's barley. I can never tell. It looks so strange. Yeah, it's barley. It's easier to tell in real life because barley has little whiskers on it, but this doesn't seem to have whiskers on it in the same way. But I believe the other way you can tell is barley, I believe, it droops down like that and wheat stands straight up, if I remember correctly. Alright, so we have the field ready to go. Let's go ahead and fire up our combine. Now, do we want to use courseplay for this or not? Interesting. No. That seemed like a really exaggerated thought pattern on that. But the reason being is because if I use courseplay, then I can just use courseplays, the same course basically, to pick up the straw. But I'll just hire a worker. It's a square field, so I'm not too worried about it. And disable chopper. Perfect. Excellent. Alright, now remember that's not fertilized again. We don't have any fertilizer. However, we do have 25,000 liters of liquid manure from our 8 pigs. Yep, just 8. I believe it was... shoot, I forget the name. Implementic, I think it was, or Implementic, said that you don't need to give cows water on this particular map. Although it does seem strange because it seems like you can. Anyways, let's hop into this guy here. And we don't need the water trailer. Oh, we're not actually attached. I thought we were hooked up, but we're not. Now, let's get... Actually, you know what? Let's try this. Let's leave this tractor here, and let's grab this one. I'm just kind of curious to see how this one will work. It's a bit rougher on gas, but... it will get the job done still. Alright, now let's just put this little conveyor belt there, like so. I do like the way this tractor looks. This is a pretty sweet looking tractor, I have to admit. And it's pretty nippy as well, which is nice. Now, I'm going to use not the 24-ton trailer, but I'm going to use the quarry trailer. And... I just want to see if it's maybe this map or something. I don't know. No. Alright, now I believe we have a course for this already. Let's set that up. Perfect. Courseplay we need. That. That was weird. Just said combine. Must have been the JFT forager. Alright, so what we're going to do this episode, we're going to harvest our... got a bit of a speed wobble going on there. We're going to harvest our barley here. Apparently we want to stay that way. Fine. That's cool. We're going to harvest our barley, and then what we can do at the same time is we can pick up our straw. Because that will also give us solid manure, which is great. So that's another reason why we used our Ford there as the unloader instead of our Claas. Because I don't think the Ford could actually handle the Claas Quantum 38K. This bad boy right here. Is it 38? 3800K. Not 38. So that's the reason why I use the Ford for that as well. Now, our pigs can use straw and so can our cows. Let's try and get our productivity up a little bit. Although, last time I checked, productivity from just silage alone on our cows was actually like 30%. Which is pretty good actually, when you think about it, so... One thing I don't like about this particular mod is, I don't know if you can see it, but on the 3-point on the back, it has some weird texturing going on there. I don't know why that's the case. Oh my goodness, I've been playing with a more realistic mod. I just double tapped to go backwards, which you don't actually need to do with the regular mods. Oh goodness. That's been an interesting series. I've encountered some kind of funny little things that I probably wouldn't have encountered before had I been using just regular mods, so... it makes it a bit interesting to see how things actually play out. in that particular series. So definitely a learning experience. Definitely a learning experience indeed. So I don't know. Maybe after I do the more realistic, I might do something else. I do like the more realistic mod, and it does make it challenging. But there are lots of I can't say it's because it's challenging is the reason why I'm reluctant to do another series. It's more because switching between more realistic and not more realistic is a bit annoying sometimes. But we'll see. I might just do a small map with smaller mods as opposed to a big full-size map. So that was one of my other thoughts for the following season. But for the mini-series is what I'm referring to. I don't know what episode we're on now of this series. I think we're on 10, 11, something like that, I think. So, yeah, I think somewhere in that area. But we're progressing nicely, I think. Now that we've got a good combine, we've got another tractor now, we've got some silage rolling, which is good. One of the things we could do, actually, is we need to get some fertilizer rolling on these fields. Now, I don't think cows produce nearly as much fertilizer as the pigs do, which is kind of strange. You think at 50, so I've had 50 cows longer than I've had 8 pigs, but the 8 pigs produce more liquid manure than my 50 cows. It's like that any map you play, basically. It always seems a bit strange. I don't know why that's the case and why it works that way, but it always works that way. So, kind of one of the stranger aspects of this game. Now, if you remember from the Serbia map, I did a lot of silage. Now this season, I did a little bit of silage, but not too much. And I don't want to make it a whole season of just silage, like the Serbian farm was. Well, it seemed like it in the end because of the way the rules were set up, because we wanted to do just organic on that particular farm. So I don't want to do too much silage, so I won't sell silage unless I absolutely have to. I'll try and stick to the cows, which were the animals, which was the main idea on this particular map in order to get money. Now, one of the cool things about this particular map in terms of prices, let's just do a quick peek here. Manure is cheap, canola is expensive. That's not what I'm looking for. Not grass. Pigs. So pigs are at 200. So 200 is the regular price on this map, which is not too bad actually. And when they actually go up in price, I saw them upwards of $300, which is good. Good for us. So that means pigs are probably going to be pretty lucrative on this particular map. Now this is on hard, it's not on easy. It's on hard again. So I suspect that it'll probably pay off in the long run. It's funny, this tractor is just a tiny bit faster than the combine. Not by much, but just a tiny bit faster. It's a good speed though. It allows me to, I don't have to wait to do it all at once in this situation, but it's a good speed. So anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I don't want this farm to be 100% silage like the Serbian farm kind of ended up being a bit. But that was mainly because we wanted it to be an organic farm, and in order to do that, we needed to get some sort of organic fertilizer, which was I guess I could turn this off, which was the slurry from the BGA. But in this map, I used the BGA in that scenario just to get a little bit of extra money, which was basically the only reason why I did that. Because we were a little short on money, and it does present an interesting problem when you are a little short on money and you're trying to figure out where you can go next. And like I said, luckily we did have the silage available to us, so it made our lives a bit easier, so this is good. The pigs are producing manure without straw. That's a bit interesting. Normally you need straw to produce manure, but apparently those pigs are just fantastic. Now, if we can get our pigs really productive, like right now they only have water. Wow. And they can't get silage apparently. So our options are give them wheat and barley, give them mixed rations and give them wheat and water, or straw and water, sorry. So those are some of our options. Now, I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but I think if we give our pigs water, straw, that will probably keep them pretty occupied. Now, we could get into some beets. This is kind of the type of map you would probably do beets on, I suppose. So that definitely is a possibility. So we could do that, and then we could feed them to the pigs as well. I don't know how much they sell for this map. Sugar beets, 100. Oh, that's not bad actually. Sugar beets and potatoes are the same price. It's actually a bit cheaper to get into sugar beets than it is to get into potatoes. I definitely would not want to do a large field. I've done that before. Oh, I can drive that side. Totally forgot. I definitely don't want to do a big field because I've done a big field with sugar beets and it's not fun. If you remember on the Serbian farm, we did an enormous field of sugar beets. I don't know how long that took off camera. I think it was like an hour, 2 hours, something. It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But it definitely was a lot of sugar beets, that's for sure. I think in the end we had 1 million liters of sugar beets. I think, no, it was more than that. It was 2 million liters. So if I do sugar beets, it'll be in a small field. One of the small fields, yeah. Alright, so let's go give these two. We'll give the straw to our cows first. I guess we're right here. Might as well give it to our. Pigs. Oh, we did give them a bit of straw, didn't we? I forgot about that. Straw's not accepted here. Yes, I realized that. Now, keep trying to do this just like this, looking out of the back of your tractor. I'd be so scared of actually hitting that bunker over there. But luckily, it doesn't make a whole big difference if I hit something in this particular situation because it's Farming Simulator. I believe it was, I want to say it was Peacekeeper, I think was the username. I apologize if it wasn't that, but he was saying that it would be nice if Giants created an American map like this map with this much detail for Farming Simulator 2015, and I agree. It would be a nice addition if they were to do that. Like they did West Bridge Hills, I suppose, but West Bridge is Hackensack in America. I don't know. It looks like a nice enough map, but considering this map is a mod and that map is straight from Giant, yeah, I'll take this one. Even though it's in German, I'd prefer it in English, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so our pigs are good. They have 18 days worth of straw, so once we pick up the rest of the straw, we can get this to our cows, and hopefully we can give them an extra little boost. So we'll probably be at 40 or 50% productivity with the straw, even though they can't get any water. It seems like you can give them water. That's just a little annoying, but oh well. We can give them grass, actually. We could get, we could get a mower. But what type of mower could we get? Could get a pull-behind mower, but I'm not a big fan of those. The Tara butterfly mowers, we don't have a strong enough tractor, a powerful enough tractor for those, so that is an interesting situation. And the Krone Big X is just ridiculous. Can't afford it. With the amount of loan we have right now, actually, we have $185,000. Yeah, we're gonna try and stay away from borrowing any more money, unless we absolutely have to. But we're gonna have to pay that off at some point anyway. So, all right, so 30%. That's not too bad. 30% from a pass. It's quite a bit of straw. This time I made sure the more realistic mod was not installed. In case you're wondering. I went out of my way to take it out of the folder, so it's not installed on this particular time, or at this particular time. Which is good, because then we can get appropriate prices. Now, how much? I don't think our, no, we don't have any of anything. Oh, here comes our Ford, finally. He's coming to pick up the barley there. Or is he? Let's just be... He must have gotten some already. Because now he's totally in our way. Let's just do this. That's one way to get it out of your... get him out of your way, I guess. Yeah, he's got a little bit there. Now, if we did have this fertilized, we probably would get a lot more yield from it, and I understand that. But the moralistic mod thing I was going to get, I can't, because it's a moralistic mod and I didn't have it installed, so go figure, eh? But there are a couple other options we could get. We could get the, what's it called? The Amazon dry fertilizer spreader. We could get something like that and use it. That's definitely a possibility, or it could go for the Abbey manure spreaders. I don't think we're going to produce enough solid manure to use a solid manure spreader, but that's a possibility as well. I'm strangely reminded of when Dirt Hebbers used his solid manure spreader on Duke Farming's map, and the amount of hassle he had to go through to fill that thing up. This is why I use the conveyor belt. If you haven't seen that episode, I think it's season 3, season 4. I can't remember. I want to say it's season 3, maybe. I think it's season 3. Anyways, check it out. I think it's called, the episode's called "Mucking Pigs Out," or "Mucking the Pigs," or something like that. Anyways, and you should see the he actually goes out of his way and uses a front loader to unload the manure from the confinement building for the pigs, which is kind of funny because, yes, that's exactly what you do in real life, but it's a little painful to do in this game. Thus the reason for the conveyor belt. It's a pretty chill mod. I like it. I think I've used it in every single Let's Play so far, just because it's a lot easier than doing things with a front loader in this game. Mind you, it does make your tractors fly around a little bit at times, but yeah. If it works most of the time, I am fine with that. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys have checked out the last episode of Dirt Hebbers in his last episode, episode 20 of season 4, I think it was, on Birchwood Farm, I think it is. Something interesting happens in that episode, and I'm not going to say anything more than that. Definitely check it out. It is a cool episode. He does a really good job of telling stories in his Let's Play series. I can tell a little bit of a story, but I'm not as good as continuing with the story throughout the series. He tends to be a bit better about that. I don't know. I like to think I add an educational element to this game, where I can at least. I'm not an expert in everything, so I try to add what I know when I know it, I suppose. And the odd time I'll do one of my way to find out some more information about stuff. All of the information I end up talking about tends to be, well, it is farming related, and it comes from a newspaper called the Farmer's Forum, which is a farmer's newspaper, obviously. But it is one from Eastern Ontario. It's like a Eastern Ontario farming newspaper. Ontario from Canada, if you're wondering. But I don't know. I really like the newspaper. It has lots of information on it, or I should say. But it's definitely regional. Like, it's more geared towards this area. Now there are a couple other ones that are good reads. There's the Ontario Farmer, which is a pretty good read, and I think there's one other one. Alright, let's go take this straw to our cows. Yeah, it's not too bad. We got quite a bit of straw. And I don't know why I'm not opening this up, but I totally could make this bigger. The question is this tractor big enough to hold more? I wonder. How much does this have? 158 horsepower, I think. Doesn't say what the it doesn't say what the horsepower requirement is. This does have 158. 158 horsepower. I don't know. I think if it were If it held more, it may not be able to hold. Maybe not be able in real life. I mean, I don't think it'd be able to handle it. It's kind of a hard question. I could just expand it and use it still, but it kind of looks cool like this, so I'm gonna stick with this for the time being. All right, can I put straw in here? Grass. Yes, I can. All right, so this is the first time dropping something off inside. It should work. There's our cows. There we go. Thank goodness. I thought we were gonna have anywhere to. I thought we were gonna have the same problem. I'd have been a little miffed if that was the case. All right, so the question is: are they gonna take all 17,000 liters of the straw? Okay, there. Our pigs updated. Our cows updated. They're at 35%. Excuse me. So with this, they should be around 45%, which is pretty good. And let's just drive straight out here. Excellent. We can just do a little UE over here. So they have 4 days worth of straw. So what we can do is we can continue collecting straw and give it to our cows. Now, I think this is for straw bales. I don't know if it's an elevator or if it's just a sell point. It might just be a sell point, actually. I'm not sure. Straw ballot. That sounds like straw bales. I'm not an expert by any means, but that's what it sounds like. Alright, so let's go this way here. Nice. It's so funny, when I'm using more realistic mods, the way the tires turn is more realistic, obviously. So it's a slow turn as opposed to, like, in these tractors, as soon as you let go of the turn, or let go of your W or your A or S or your D, whatever it happens to be, they'll automatically go back to the center. With a more realistic mod, it's kind of like, it's a slow process going back to the back to center, basically, which makes sense. But if you're not used to it, it's definitely funny to try and drive, because you're trying to drive and you're like, yeah, this is easy, and then you hit numerous things. Yeah, and I've done that so many times unintentionally on the other series. It's ridiculous. Just because the way it turns or returns back to its center point, basically. So I don't know. Oh, almost done the field. What are we, about halfway or so? Nice. This is good. This is very good. Now, let's just take a quick peek at the Steyr silage compactors on sale. Maybe we need one of those? No, doubtful. Now we are going to look at what we have here. Harvesters, no. Potato harvesters, beet harvesters. Okay, tippers. Sewing machines, no. Fertilizer. So we could get, I think, something like this. And sprayers. Sprayers. Those are all more realistic. Manure, those are all more realistic. Slurry tanks. What do we have for slurry tanks? Actually, you know what we could try and use on this map? Where is it? We could actually try to use the Zoom hammer. I don't know. That's a bit ways off though. How much horsepower does it need for this thing? Does it say 18,500 liters? 18,000. It doesn't say. Erg. I hate when they don't say how many liters it needs. Or how many liters. How much horsepower it requires. Do these ones say it? I think no, those ones don't say it either. Because I'm just trying to get a. I think this is quotation marks. We might be able to use this with our 158 horsepower tractor. I'm not sure though. Corrosion free enables an optimal load for tonnage due to its low weight, earth pressure maximum. Minimized. Minimized is spelled wrong. Anyways, by large wheels, maximum flexibility again. We might try and get that, but that's a ways off though. Ways off. What would be something in the interim before we get that big? Abbey Manure Spreader. We can use this one, and we can, actually no, we can't use that one. 130 horsepower, we got that. We could get this as a 13,000, well, it's 2,000 gallons or 9,000 liters. It is a loud slurry spreader though. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've used it many times before, and it is super, super loud, but it will get the job done. Now the question is, are we gonna be able to produce enough slurry to do that? Because the cows are producing slurry now too, and I think the way the cows work is the more productive they are, the more manure and slurry they produce, but I'm not sure on that. Not sure on that at all. Now we will have to cultivate this field again and seed it, as always. So many things to do. Let's take a big wide turn here because we don't have anything else to pick up now. Yeah, we might try and get the Zune Hammer. I've never actually used the Zune Hammer in a Let's Play before. And it's a pretty cool mod, but it is kind of on the complicated side. And does this map doesn't have... I know some maps that are... Some German maps have like special points where you can... they have special points where you can refill, I guess, your Zune Hammer using the pipes and whatnot. So, $90,000 though. We're kind of $70,000 away from that. Now, I could sell silage and get it probably, but would that be cheating? Well, it's obviously not cheating if you can do it, but it is a bit on the sneaky side, because one of the objectives was to try and make money just by our cows and other things. I don't know. Not sure at all. Now, with this straw, I'm going to put it into the bunker. Into the bunker, because what we're going to do with it is we're going to take this straw down to our mixing facility, and then we can get some mixed rations going down there. Actually, we need some grass still. Shoot. We need grass one way or another. If our focus is not on the crops, and it's on the cows, we probably should try and focus on them first. So let's check out mowers quickly. So what mowers do we have this? We could get one of these, but that has no... It's 32,000 for that. Those are the cheapy ones. If we get... Maybe if we... That's... can't use that one. Arg. This does 2 points. I'll have to think about that, because we definitely need some grass for our cows, and we should be able to give some to our sheep too. Our sheep, yes, definitely to our sheep if we had them, but to our pigs, I mean. How much do we have? 5,000. That's pitiful. 5,939 liters of barley. Wow. Pitiful. Oh, man. But we weren't trying to... our focus, like I said, isn't on the crops. It's on the animals, although we want to try and get as much from the crops as we can, because every farmer who has crops, well, any farmer who has anything is going to try and get as much as he can for what he's got. Which is the same thing we're going to try and do here. Which means that we are going to need to capitalize on our barley or whatever else we're going to be planting, because we need the money. Let's say that. This feels really slow. All of a sudden, it's just like, okay, this seems so much slower than I thought it was going to. Now, could I increase speed? Probably, but I definitely wouldn't. Definitely would have been picking everything up. And that's the problem with this particular forage wagon. You can pick up everything if you go slow enough. The faster you go, the less you pick up, which was, that would make sense. Probably wouldn't pick it all up. Oh, look, there's a plane. There's so many planes that fly around here because the base that's right there is ridiculous. Can't believe it. Now, I just remembered something. Someone suggested I get the man truck from Mod Hoster and use it on this map. I could. The problem with that is I would have to buy it, and if I remember right, those trucks are not cheap. So I could download it still, but I probably couldn't buy it for a while yet. At least with the Kenworth, it was a reasonable price, because I think the man trucks are 200, 300,000, so that's not going to be anytime soon. And I could put it into a story of some sort and try and convince you that, but yeah, it's not my style. Alright. Almost in the field. Perfect. Now, I do realize this has been mostly just an episode of picking up straw, but this is the early stages, and we do need to take care of this type of stuff. What I think I might do next time is I may just course play this, and then because we do have a place where you can just drop it, so I should be able to course play it. Theoretically, of course. Which would make this... I could probably make it quicker out of course play too, but I don't know how much more quicker, I suppose. So, I think the next... As much as I want to get the Zunham right away, I think what we'll do first is we'll definitely have to go for grass. Some way to deal with the grass, because if we don't deal with the grass, our cows aren't going to be productive, and we're not going to make that much money from our cows. And for our pigs too, I suppose. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Now we have this. There's a couple of options. So we could pick up the grass with this forage wagon. I'm not too worried about picking it up. I'm worried about cutting it and the way it cuts it, I suppose. Because the way it cuts it is going to be a little interesting. Now I'm going to try and top off these cows here. I guess it really doesn't matter in the end, but I'll have to top them off. I don't think they'll take very much, but we're going to see in a second. I do like this cow facility. When I first saw this map, that was the thing that blew me away, was the cow facility that they had set up. And there's not just this one, as you saw, there's another one too. Which makes this pretty cool. Alright, good. They are topped off 7 days. So let's put the rest of this in our bunker. Which is way over here. See, let me just reiterate. That looks like it's where I give the water, because that's the same structure as the pigs have. Just saying. Anyways. But you saw me back the trailer right up to it, and nothing. Nothing at all. Where am I? This way. Alright, so we give this to our nothing. We're just going to put it in the bunker. Actually, let's try this. I'm kind of curious what this is. Is it... I want to say it's where we can drop this stuff off, but I'm just curious. So it says straw ballon. Yeah, it does not say dump or anything like that. So it's probably just for straw bales. Because I know this barn, I believe, does have the, what do they call it? The crane system, I suppose. So you can use the crane to pick up bales and whatnot, but it's really finicky, and I've tried it out a couple times on different maps. Not fun to use. Straw is not accepted there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll finish collecting the rest of the straw off camera. I have no idea how long it's been recording. If it's short, I apologize. If it's long, I apologize as well. It's been long enough, I think. That's the way I decide. And all I'll do is I'll finish harvesting the rest of this field. So what we'll do is we'll come back next episode and deal with this field. And we'll see where we're at in terms of straw and whatnot. And I guess we'll have to take some straw to the mixing station as well. Yep. Alright, so my name's Ian Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013. We're playing on the Bayern Farm. Catch you guys later.